how I reinvented myself in retirement. You can do this. If you really want to, you can reinvent yourself totally in retirement. Here's how I did it. Number one, I moved to a different location than where I was when I was working. As you can see behind me, this is nothing like Los Angeles. Nothing like it. And I love it. I feel like a totally different person up here. So calm, so relaxed. It's amazing. I feel like a totally different person where I'm at. If you want to reinvent yourself in retirement, move to a different location. It just does a world of good. Let's put it that way. Number two, I stopped drinking. Now, I've always had a hard time with sleep, especially when I was working. Always had a hard time with sleep. So what I started doing probably like about 20 years ago was I would take a couple drinks at night, 8, 9 o'clock before going to bed, so I could sleep, so I could make sure I could get up in the morning and go to my job. I quit drinking. There's no need for me to get up early any morning. Now, I still do have trouble with sleep sometimes. And I'll take some, melatonin or something like that if needed. But I don't need to drink anymore to go to sleep. I feel like a totally different person. I feel great. I never drank to excess. But yeah, I drank almost every night to go to sleep when I was working because I had an issue with sleep. And the stress of work was making it much worse. So I quit drinking. I feel a lot better. I think I've had 3 drinks in the past year. That's how drastic the change has been. From drinking 2, sometimes 3 drinks every night to go to sleep. It was a bad thing. Feels so much better now. Number 3, instead of working for someone else, and if you have seen me for the first time here, my name is Duane. This is a channel about retiring on moderate income. So in moderate income in retirement, you may need to get some part-time work on your own to feel more comfortable. You might not need it for your overall nest egg, retirement nest egg, but if you want to feel more comfortable in what you have, why not do it? So I've redefined myself by getting part-time income through this YouTube channel. It's not as hard as it looks, guys. Give it a shot. There's also so many other things out there you can do online, whatever, to where you are working for yourself now. You're not working for anyone else, okay? This is a total redefinition of how it was when you were working full time. I'm working for myself. I'm bringing in money, not terrible amounts, huge, not a great big amount, but it's enough to give me more peace of mind with my modest retirement nest egg. Number 4, I went from a saving mentality to a spending mentality. That's what you do in retirement. You're spending all that money that you saved up for so long. It's harder than you think it might be. You're spending instead of saving. That's a big adjustment. I feel like a totally different person now. It took a while to get used to that. Because when I first started withdrawing from my retirement accounts, it was like, oh, I see them go down. They go down. What did you save all those years for? You saved all those years so you could do this in retirement, so you could spend your nest egg. Makes you a totally different person. Once you get comfortable with that, you become a different person. It's a different outlook, a different mentality. Number 5, when you're retired and you have all this time on your hands, it really lets you appreciate the simple things in life. You didn't used to have time to be able to do that. Now you can appreciate the simple things. You can appreciate, like I have hummingbirds up here. I appreciate watching them as they come to and fro, the flowers with their little, flower headbands on and everything. And we're singing 60s tunes, of peace and love. I love it, man. Appreciate the simple things now that you didn't have time to do before. I feel like a totally different person. That's a reinvention of how you were before, because before you might not have had time to do any of those things, right? Now you do. So Appreciate simple things in life. Can't help but redefine how you feel about yourself and basically the world in general. Number 6, another thing I found that's much easier to do when you're retired is showing compassion for others. You could have been too busy before. You could have been too concentrated on just making it, just making it in the world. It's like, hey, I'm looking out for me, man. I'm looking out for number 1. Now, I'd like to think I was compassionate when I was still working, but once you're retired and you're pretty good on your retirement plan, you've got a pretty good idea. It's like, hey, I'm going to be all right. It's so much easier for you to show compassion to other people. That can't help you but feel better about yourself, right? It does to me, I'll tell you that much. So showing compassion to people, that has definitely changed the way I look at myself and others in retirement. It's a reinvention. I'm telling you, all these steps to, I can't even talk. I'm getting so choked up. You guys, let me know, for those of you who are retired, for those of you who are soon to be retired, how you can reinvent yourself. Let me know things that you've already done, things that you're looking forward to doing, because I'm telling you, and you can open up a whole new lifestyle here by reinventing yourself in retirement. Number 7, I used to wake up very early to go to work. I would have to be at work either at 6 or 6:30 in the morning. That meant going to bed pretty early. Now that I've retired, I go to bed when I want. I wake up when I want. If I'm reading a good book, like I was last night, I started reading the unabridged Count of Monte Cristo, which I probably haven't read since I was like in high school, before then. 1,100 pages. I wanted to stay up until like 3 in the morning reading that. It's good. It's good. And you know what? I can. I have been reinvented to be able to stay up all night if I want, go to bed at 3, wake up at 10. Hey, fine. I don't have to wake up at a certain time. I don't have to have that anxiety about needing to wake up at a certain time. I can do whatever I want. I've been reinvented and I love it. Number 8, and I've touched about this a couple times in videos as well, not comparing yourself to others anymore. When you've retired, you've reached the finish line. Now, yes, you have to take care of your finances. You have to keep a grip on stuff, especially when you're retired on moderate income. But you don't need to compare yourself to others anymore. I don't look around like I did maybe 20 years ago. Okay, I'm 40 years old. I'm here. Here are my friends that are also about the same age, and they're here. Who cares now? What does it matter? You're at where you should be. You have retired. You have your nest egg. You have reached the finish line. I don't compare myself to others anymore. Total reinvention for me. I used to be somewhat caught up in that. Not a huge amount, but enough. So guys, there are so many steps that you can take in retirement to just reinvent yourself. Take advantage of that. And just knowing that going into it, experiment with things. Hey, I like doing this. Never knew I did. I knew that before. Now you do. Take all that time, figure out different things you want to do, and reinvent yourself to how you want to be in retirement. And just remember, guys, as always, we got this.